Hey guys, it's Mizzy and I'm a mixed girl in a mixed up world. Welcome to the show. StreamYard has done some pesky things. They only allow one video and it's for the openings. So I can't even use my opening that I had before because they want you to upgrade. And I just can't afford to upgrade to pay for StreamYard. Maybe someday, just not right now. So how is everyone doing? Let me get into the comment section. How is everyone doing today? I don't know. Okay. Okay, that's working. They just upgraded some stuff and now it's like I'm all confused. So you'll have to bear with me. Just to let you guys know, I'm not sure how long I'll be able to stay on tonight. It's really hot upstairs. And I don't know how long I can last up here without an AC. I can't have my AC on. Hi. Because it's too loud and it shakes my wall. So unfortunately, I will probably be sweating. So how is everyone doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good besides warm. Besides that, I'm pretty good. Before I dive into the show, I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Mine was very quiet, minus the fireworks in my neighborhood. My dog Ruby did not like them. Yay, I'm glad that worked. I am so glad that worked because yeah. I have to figure out. I mean, it's not a lot to figure out. It's just like now that they took that away, I'm gonna have to use that other opening, and which stinks. I like the opening that I had. Hello, thanks for the updates. And hold on for updating. Is it okay to share with channel in other chats? Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Share away. Share away. I'm trying to build, so sharing is very much appreciated. So, as I was saying, my dog did not like the fireworks. We just gave her second calming pill for the second night, and it was a little better for her, but she did not like the fireworks. Our neighbor right across from the street, they were lighting off the fireworks, so it was really loud for her. So, but I digress. No, thank you. You know, thank you. I appreciate that. So what I'm going to do is I have some just updates on what's going on for the events through the Justice for Sandra Birchmore group. And I have a video to play, and I have something else I want to show to you guys. And also I want to talk to other creators. So it's okay. Once she figured out she could not, I was just glad that the door wasn't open because she was doing that fight or flight type deal thing. And I luckily just grabbed her and pulled her to me and put her between my legs and was patting her. And, she was a lot better then, but for a little while she was doing that panicking. That's why if there's ever fireworks on big holidays, make sure you keep your dogs in the house, make sure you lock them up. That's why so many dogs get out on big holidays because, they get that fight or flight and they just want to get away from that loud noise. So, yeah. So if you're not following, make sure you follow and comment. And when you leave here, if you can comment, just say, "Hey, Mizzy," or on the actual stream. That'll help push it out. For a small creator like myself, it helps. As Barb said, the algorithm, get it out to more people. We want to get Sandra's story out there as much as we can, and especially since we share the day-to-day, well, week to week, I should say. Information about Sandra's case, of what's coming up and what we're doing. And, we want to make sure that people are seeing it. And like right now, I know there's some other bigger creators on. It gets lost within, the bigger, since I'm a smaller creator. So the first thing I want to bring up, I have some flyers to show you guys. Give me one moment. Oh, what it? I still haven't brought a new battery up for my mouse, so that's why I'm all leaning forward like this. Email. Okay, share. Screen did it bring me to? Okay, perfect. This one. Nope. So let me just enlarge this. We have some events coming up. This Saturday, we have the Justice for Sandra Birchmore monthly standout. Saturday, July 12th. It's in Stoughton Center. It's right. Sorry, you can't see both screens, so it's hard to. I guess I'm going to have to leave it like that, and then I'll zoom in later. Let me do this. Hold on one second. Make me smaller. I'm just going to have to do it like this. Sorry, guys. Justice for Sandra Birchmore standout, our July standout. It's going to be on Saturday, July 12th from 12 to 3 at Stoughton Center. It's across from Stoughton Town Hall at 10 Pearl Street, Stoughton, Massachusetts. We do have some extra signs, but if you could bring a sign, that would be much appreciated because we don't have a ton of signs, but we do have some. If you, we ask people to wear light blue, and if you can't wear light blue, we ask you to wear white. There are light baby blue is Sandra's color because blue is her favorite color. Baby for the baby, so we combined it as baby blue, and then we do white because of her lost innocence. So we are, like I said, doing our monthly standout at Stoughton Center. So please come join us. I had somebody comment to me yesterday on Twitter. Hello, thanks for joining us. I had somebody comment to me that go to the beach. The guy who did this is arrested. And I said to them, clearly you don't know about Sandra's case because there were 4 officers who were part of the abuse of Sandra. And we aren't going to stop till all 4 of them are in jail, or at least the main 3 are in jail or prison, I should say. And we want the people who covered up Sandra's murder to go to jail. So, excuse me, this isn't just about what Matthew Farwell did on February 1st, 2021. This is about what happened when she was 12 on. And as AJ said, we ain't got no quit. We say that over here in Justice for Sandra Birchmore too. We don't have any quit. We're going to keep pushing on, and we are not giving up till there's more movement on this case. Yes, are we thankful that Matthew Farwell is sitting in a prison right now waiting for trial? Yeah. But is that good enough? No, because there's a lot of other things that need to come out when it comes to this case. The physical abuse, the mental abuse, being abused as a minor at, statutory rape, and and the officers who physically covered this case up. We need them all to go down for this. And Michael Morrissey. we can't forget about Michael Morrissey, but I got more Michael Morrissey in a little while. So, excuse me. Hello. Thanks for joining us. There was somebody else that wanted to say hi to. I missed them. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. You know, it's astonishing that this person would say, it's not because it's Twitter, but that this person would say that, like, oh, go to the beach. No, you go to the fucking beach. I don't go to the beach. So anyway, so again, Saturday, almost said Sunday, Saturday, July 12th, 12 to 3 at Stoughton Center. It's right across from Stoughton Town Hall, so you can plug that in your GPS. We do have some extra signs, but if you can make a sign, that would be great. And if you can't stop to, get, poster board or anything like that, just grab an old box and write on it, end corruption or anything, justice for Sandra, anything. It doesn't have to be perfect. The best protest signs are cheap and easy. You don't have to get super elaborate. You can just use whatever your means are. Go snag some of your kids' markers and scribble it on a piece of paper. That's all that matters. And just being there. We have a banner and we have 2 flags that take 2 people to hold each. So we could even do that if it comes that we have too many people. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Thanks for joining us tonight. And in the chat too. Joe is, I think I might have said this on one of the last streams. Joe is one of the early supporters that, came to the standouts. He came to my first standout that I held at Michael Morrissey's office in 2023. And he was one of the early supporters who came on our page. And when Barb and I were just trying to get people to join, he was one of the first people who actually sought us out. And we're thankful for that. So, we're thankful for all of our supporters, but especially the guys who come out and stand up for women. We so much appreciate that. He's been very vocal about what happened in his hometown that, angered him. And that's why he joined, and that's why he joined our group. So, so I hope to see some of you on Saturday. And I'm not sure if we're going to live stream it because I'm the only one. If somebody else comes, I'll tweet out their stream. It's hard for me to live stream because a lot of people want to talk, and it's a great way for me to get to know some of the supporters, and it's a good way to answer questions about Sandra's case. Sometimes people don't feel comfortable asking a question in a chat, but they'll come ask you in person to say, hey, I have a question about this, or is this true? So that's why I've only done one live stream, and that was actually because I wasn't there for that standout and I wanted to participate. So, okay, the next thing we're going to move on to is, so let me zoom in with this one too. So we have technically 3 hearings coming up, and I have another poster to show you. I'm going to concentrate right now. I'm going to concentrate on the Robert Devine hearings. He has 2 hearings coming up for his post-commission procedure. He already had his first 2, and now he has a 3rd and a 4th. The 3rd is on July 15th, and the 6th 16th is the 4th. It's at 10 a.m. It's close to the public. I'm going to go down to the post commission and I will get that. I will get that. I will tweet out and put on our page the location of the post commission office. I forgot. I didn't put that on this poster. But I'm going to be there in the morning on July 15th, depending on how I feel. It might be the 16th. My body probably can't handle that many days since we have, the weekend. So, I don't know what I'll have for signs. I might bring like the flag I have, because that's easy for me to put in my backpack, but it's not really easy for me to, it's hard for me to carry the, I don't want to bring the whole big bag down of of our signs for that. But I have two I have a small little mini flag, and then I have a regular size flag, and I will bring both of them because I can easily put those both in my backpack. So the other thing we're going to talk about is Matthew Farwell's hearing. His hearing is August 4th, 2025. We will be there at 9 a.m. The hearing starts at 10:30. Again, we're probably not going to do a lot of, I didn't have that. Sorry, I had me showing and not the, sorry guys. Let me bring this up. So what we're going to do is probably just do what I just said, like bring the flag and the other flag, because they're easy enough to put in my backpack. They're not huge. Oh, thanks, Barb. They're easily, I can easily fold them up, and I can also put them in the cubby when I turn my phone in. So we've been told that it's not good to go to federal buildings and protest, but I'm sorry, this is America. And it's not like we're going to be yelling anything. We just go and it's a standout. It's not a protest. I mean, to me, those are different. A protest is more, ruckus, where you chant and stuff like that. Last time, Barb and I did a lot of interviews with the press. So we'll be doing that again this time. I'm going to be holding signs for the running mare. I'm not close to Stoughton. However, I will hold a sign in my area, North Shore, and many will follow. Justice for Sandra Birchmore. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Hate corruption. We appreciate that so much. Yeah, we're hoping to have a big turnout on Saturday. Just heed my advice. When we did the Michael Morrissey standout, I didn't drink enough water, and I know we're all adults here, but I didn't drink enough water, and I got a little bit of sunstroke, and it knocked me out for a few days. So, like I said, we're all adults here, but please, please, please bring some water, and bring like a snack, like a granola bar or something, just so you have something in case your blood sugar gets low. There's parking at, which one are you looking for? Are you looking for the standout on Saturday, or for Divine's hearing on what is it, the Tuesday and Wednesday after? There's parking, like there's all kinds of parking spots right in that area for yes, I brought Mountain Dew and not water. It's because I I didn't have any caffeine. I don't drink coffee, and I needed caffeine, and I didn't drink enough water. And I was hurting the next few days. Saturday, yeah, it's there's plenty of parking there. You could park at the town hall. There's parking on the side of the road. There's a bunch of places you can park in that area. So we usually park at the town hall. Um, so, uh, so yeah, we will, like I said, on the 4th, we will be standing outside and it's at the Moakley Courthouse down in Boston. It's in Boston because it's a federal case. It's in Boston, um, not like in Stoughton or in Dedham. So make sure if you're coming to that, please. Um, um, oh, Barb, I forgot to bring up what you got me for my birthday. I'll have to bring it up next week. Barb got me a lantern that it's a what is it called? I'm trying to find the words. Oh, it charges outside, and then she got me this beautiful flamingo, it's a circle and it's like really pretty. It looks like stained glass, so it's really really pretty. She got it for me for my birthday, and I know exactly where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it up on my wall. So let me see. There's like something I want to scroll back. Let me see. I'm in the process of putting a pink flamingo in my garden. Oh, justice for Sandra. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. Yes, solar. That's the word I was looking for. I'm like the sun. Oh, I'm melting, so my brain is like slowly powering down. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was supposed to have a show that night. And I got a migraine, and then I was going to have one the next night, and it still hit me, so I wasn't able to do it. No, my birthday was June 29th, and I was gonna it was gonna be like a kickback episode where we just it wasn't going to be like about Sandra. I mean, we could have talked about Sandra a little bit, but it was going to be more about like hanging out. I was going to play you guys some of my music, which I wasn't able to. But we'll do that. We'll do another one of those at some point. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys, let me make sure. Okay. I just got to figure out where it is. Oh, I sent the wrong one, I think. Oh, no, it's right there. Oh, no, I sent the wrong page. All right, I'm just going to have to read it off my phone if you guys give me 1 second. Give me one moment. Okay. Right, this is 13. No, I think that actually was the right one. No. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. I sent myself the wrong page, and now I'm looking at that same page I just had up. I'm going to send this to myself so I can display it for you guys. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So at the top of this page, it's page 14 in the federal affidavit of when Matthew Farwell was arrested. At the top of page 14, it says Farwell killed in blackened letters. I can't zoom in anymore. You know what? Let me do it like this. Nope, doesn't make it any. I was hoping I could zoom in more. Okay, it says Farrell killed Birchmore to prevent her from disclosing information about his commission of federal crimes and possibly commission of federal crimes. I don't know why it said that. Information of, okay, and commission of. As described in the details below, there is evidence that Farwell killed Birchmore on February 1st, 2021 to prevent her from disclosing information about his possible commission of federal crimes listed below. So when people are saying that it was about the baby, they're even saying it in the affidavit for the FBI that it wasn't about the baby. I mean, obviously the baby had something to do with it. It was a part of why, but they're saying even in the affidavit that it was because he was afraid that she was going to talk about his crimes. So that's why in my last few streams, I was talking about how not that the baby was irrelevant, because that was a life growing inside of her, a life that she had hopes and dreams for, a life that she was so excited to, give birth to. But that wasn't his motivation. His motivation was to shut Sandra up. And Sandra was telling things like she was going to contact his wife, and with friends calling his work and disclosing their relationship, and this is what the FBI is mostly saying, that this is the major reason why he killed her, is because he didn't want his crimes to come out. He didn't want people to know that he sexually assaulted her at 15. But he also didn't want his job, the FBI, the Massachusetts State Police, or Morrissey's office, not that Morrissey or the state police did anything about this, because they did know about this. But he was afraid of his secret getting out. It wasn't about just the baby. Of course, the baby meant so much. The baby is part of the story. The baby's important. So when I say that, I say it with I almost say the baby was the cherry on top. This beautiful, sweet thing at the top of the sundae that he destroyed. He didn't, like Barb just said, he didn't want his wife and kids to know. He didn't want his family, the rest of his family, to know. He didn't want anybody to know that his secret, about this secret he was trying to keep. And also, you got to understand, he was also holding secrets for other men. He was holding secrets for his brother. He was holding secrets for Divine. he was holding secrets for God knows who else, because I believe Sandra was being trafficked. From what has been said, especially in the Stoughton report, of how she was being introduced to other men, how in the civil case that they said she was passed around like a toy, that means they were trafficking her, or at least one of them was trafficking her. I think there are different crimes throughout all of these three, and also include Heel in that, these four men and the Army recruiter. These are the only ones that we know about. And so I'm going to tweet this out, and I'm going to put up this specific page on our page, but I wanted to present it to you guys first, and then I'm going to, put it out there because, for a few weeks, I went toe to toe with a lot of people, granted, obviously the baby means something, not just because it was a life growing, and this baby meant so much to Sandra, but that's not why he did what he did. And I'm glad I was like actually I was watching something, and it showed up where the exact page it was on. I was like, yes, I knew I saw it, but I couldn't remember which page. So I'm going to go back to the other document I was looking at. One last thing that I want to share. And this is more for the creators out there. Oops, hold on. Okay. This is more for other creators. This isn't for the audience that's watching right now, but it's something that needs to be said because Barb and I have talked about this a lot. If you're going to cover a case like Sandra's, or any case of somebody who's been murdered, do better. Please do better. I've watched one live stream, and I think 5 or 6 produced episodes for different creators, and there's so much information that they got wrong. When we cover cases of people who've been murdered, you need to do the work. You need to read the documents. You need to not use cheat sheets and pages on the internet just to be able to quickly say, bring a case to your page so you can, put a case out there real quick. We need you to cover a case with the best intentions, not to get the most clicks. And people have families, and we just need you to do better. Some of the stuff that was said in some of these shows were like outlandish, and I don't know where people got this information. There were some that were better than others, and of course, you might not know all the information. You might get a few mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I just made a mistake. I didn't have the right page. That's understandable. But when you outright say things that's false, and when you outright not present things that like you can easily just read, like the FBI report. I mean, it's like what, 40, 45 pages? Read it and then put the information out there. People are using other people's work to put out there, and it's not correct. So, I just, when you cover case like this, you know, there are family members who have to listen to it. And you know, when you put out information that's way off, and it hurts them, it re-victimizes them. So I just ask for other creators to please do better. Sandra and her baby deserve for you to do better. You know, like I'm not putting names out of whose channels we saw that we got them, you know, from, like I said, there was probably about 5 or 6. And we as a community of true crimers, we need to do better. We just need to do better. And like I said, Sandra and her baby deserve so much more than a half-ass presentation put together to just get quick views. It's not right to her family, and it's not right to Sandra Birchmore's memory. So we ask that you at least read the reports before you put something together. That's all. I'm getting off my soapbox, you know. The reports, like the FBI affidavit and the Stoughton report, are 2 reports that are, if people want to know about her case, they're perfect to way to educate people. And you know, another good place is to get people started on the case. I don't have them specifically on my YouTube, but we have them on our Facebook, the Justice for Sandra Birchmore Facebook page. We had them on our website, but we have to fix the page. Something happened with the page. But you know, we do have them on our website. I'm sorry, on our Facebook page. So I don't know if Barb was able to fix that page where all the reports were. I know we had an issue the other day. Barb can answer that. But those 2 reports are the best place to go in, you know, our website to tell Sandra's story, and also the case. The case podcast is a good way to get them like into the early days of Sandra's case. The case podcast is a wonderful place to start. Yes, we have. They might have to. Yeah, you can. They might have to download it from our page. Okay, so Barb's gonna fix. Once our website is fixed, that's the easiest way to go. But yeah, if it's the Facebook page, we have. Yeah, if on our Facebook page, it's in the file section. So if you go to the Justice for Sandra Birchmore Facebook page, I will grab it right now. And I'll put it in the chat. If you go to the file section of our page, it's right in there. All right, I just dropped our Facebook page in the chat too. At least I thought I did. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, that's our Facebook page. You can get the files from there, or like yeah, that's how they are on our page. That's exactly where they are. They're in the file section at the top of our page, just like the free Karen Read pages. Yeah. Um, but like if people are more into watching or listening to stuff, the Case podcast is a great place to start. You know, especially at the beginning when we there wasn't a lot of content out there. We would share the Case podcast with everyone, so they could grab it and listen to it, especially for the early part of Sanders' case. It's not, they did a couple updates, but it's not as in depth for the Case podcast, like, you know, like after he was arrested and stuff like that. But to get the early stages of Sanders' case, and also to hear about the police explorers, they did an episode strictly on, they expanded not just for Stoughton, but they expanded out across the nation, so you could see how much of an issue that program has. So, excuse me. So, but like Barb said, hopefully our page will be fixed soon, and we share it regularly on our Facebook page, and I blast it out on X also a lot. Exactly. Yeah. The Case podcast, definitely, that's probably the best way it could be said, is they set a really good foundation. We had an issue this week with our file section. Once Barb gets it fixed, we will get it on, because right now you can't read them on our website. So once Barb gets them up, you'll be able to read them on our website. That was just shared again. They were up there, and then there was an issue, so we don't know what happened. So hopefully, yeah. So I can't remember if there was anything else. Oh yes. Okay. So let me unshare this one. So have you guys seen The Young Jerks with her name's Juna Perkins? She is running against Michael Morrissey to become DA of Norfolk County. It's not till next year, but she's starting to get out there early. I don't have any Mountain Dew up here. I have water because it's too hot to be having warm Mountain Dew up here. Yes, Juna Perkins. So, oops, okay. So let me unshare. So let me bring. So Mike from The Young Jerks gave me permission to use this video. Why does it keep showing this? No, I don't. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. So Mike from The Young Jerks gave me permission to share his video, and let me just get it full screened. And this is about a function that Michael Morrissey is at. And if this is true, I'll wait till you guys listen to it.
You mentioned Sandra Birchmore. Some questions have come in about that tonight. People want to know, why do you think Michael Morrissey hasn't charged anyone?
Because he thinks it's a suicide. I heard him say it on I believe it was May 1st at the Quincy City Caucus. He said, I believe that the medical examiner's opinion of suicide will be upheld. And
Was
Joe,
that recent? When was that? May when?
May 1st. I can look it up.
This year? 2025?
2025. I'll tell you the reason I know is because I went to the Quincy City Caucus to do my stump speech. So the Democratic caucuses are to pick delegates to go to the state convention. And during caucus time, every town has its own caucus. Candidates can come and ask for a minute to speak to the people who are gathered to do their stump speech. I went to Quincy and the district attorney was there and I did my thing. And then afterward, he responded. And a piece of his response was that he believed that the medical examiner's conclusion of suicide would be upheld, would be found to be accurate. And that was incredibly shocking to me.
Was the reception among town Democrats, even in Quincy, which is his base, really? I feel like that's where he's strongest. How did they react? Were they accepting of that, or were there any groans? Were there any weird looks? How did that go over?
Well, there was a dramatic moment before that brought on by my being there. So I think there was kind of, after I spoke, it was like, just quiet.
So when you gave your your stump speech, you were probably criticizing him.
Oh yes, and I got heckled, and so
they were heckling you.
Oh yeah. So
what is wrong with these people?
It was. I mean, not every. It was one person, and actually,
yeah, okay. He's probably a code holder.
Before I actually spoke, I had spoken to some other people, and who were very positive and favorable and stuff. But there was this dramatic moment where I got heckled and I just kept going. And, this person says, "Do you know where you are?" And I said, "Oh, actually I do. I know exactly where I am. And I'm still talking." So.
Love it. I like you haven't heard that before.
Sorry, I put myself on mute. I absolutely love that little part, how she said, "Yeah, oh yeah, I know where I was." Like the gall of this man. Like the FBI sends you information to say that she was murdered, and you still refuse to call it a murder. I've said it a few times. This is going to be part of the case that's going to be tough. It's going to be the uphill battle of the excuse me, I keep hiccuping. It's going to be an uphill battle of the federal prosecutors. Because things were so bungled and covered up in the state case, the fact that the medical examiner has not changed her mind, like, are you kidding me, lady? 9 days before he was arrested, the federal prosecutors, the FBI, and the doctor who was hired by the FBI went to her office with her, the chief medical examiner, Fanning and Dunn, to inform them, you guys got it wrong. And they still want to hang their hat on it. What do these people have on Michael Morrissey? Why does he want to die on this hill? The fact that he can't admit that Sandra was murdered, that alone should be enough to get him out of office. Because if he can't admit when a young woman is abused and groomed and murdered by one of the assholes that did all the grooming and the abusing, he does not deserve to be on that seat. We need to get him out now. Forget about 2026. He needs to go now. So what are we as the public going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Because that right there, if that's true, if what she's saying is true and it really happened, this man is still saying that Matthew Farwell did not murder Sandra Birchmore. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Michael Morrissey? You need to go. You're not serving the people, you're serving yourself. Now, I don't know. I assume most people in this audience know that Yuri Buchanan was rehomed to South Boston. Please do Fanning next. Please, 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 please do Fanning next. I don't think Morrissey fully comprehends that the walls are crumbling around him. And because of your inept investigators, Brian Walsh might go free. Like, this man is accused of dismembering his wife, and he might go free because of Buchanan, Garino, Proctor. There was somebody else, and Fanning, and of course Michael Morrissey. Like, and former ADA Beland, I can't remember if it's Beland or Beland. Yeah, exactly. He's a monster, and he might go free. You think he's not going to do it again? Somebody like that? Oh, DeChico. Okay, DeChico. That must be who I was thinking of. Whoops, I thought I clicked on it. You know, these classic clowns that are Tully is the one who has his fingers in everything. I want to know exactly how much his fingers were in Sandra's case, because he's not talked about really in Sandra's case. I want to know how much his fingers are in Sandra's case, because you know they are. He's a supervisor. Of course they are. But it's how hard is it for them to get a warrant? Try, you know? It's just, they did the same thing in Karen's case. They did the same thing in Turtle Boy's case. And now we're seeing that they did this in the Brian Walsh case, and this crazy fuck might go free. Like, they not only left Matthew Farwell, the monster, on the streets for 3.5 years, they might let this motherfucker out to be back on the streets. And we have to deal with it. We have to be the public has to suffer. Because we don't know when he's going to lose his shit and do this to somebody else. Like, how many other people did they play fast and loose with? How many other people are sitting in prison right now because of these motherfuckers? I mean, they say it's better to have one monster go free and then instead of having 9 innocent people in prison. But to me, dismemberment is another level. Dismemberment is like the next level of evil, because that means they didn't just devalue this person to murder them. They looked at a human body and did disgusting things to it to conceal their case, to conceal things against them. And these assholes couldn't do their fucking job. You mean to tell me? Now, Fanning is a supervisor. Tully's a supervisor. Buchanan is a supervisor. None of these motherfuckers could say, maybe we need to get some warrants before we look at this. And the public is going to have to suffer. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm glad. It seems like the new colonel of the Massachusetts State Police wants to clean house. They have some steps that they need to get through. They can't have, how could they ever seriously put Yuri Berkenik on the freaking stand ever again by the way he acted in a case of another cop? Like, he is supposed to be standing up there for John O'Keefe, and he got up there and acted that way? Are you kidding me? That's what I'm saying, Nicole. That's what I'm saying. That's why the second I heard that he was Berkenik was gone, I was like, please let Fanning be next. Please let him be next. Yeah, but you got to look at it. Fanning and Tully are Berkenik's supervisor. So they oversee Yuri. So whatever Yuri's up to, you know, it's like this train of bullshit. Like, you know, Proctor does something stupid. Why isn't Yuri correcting him? It shouldn't take to Fanning to correct him. It shouldn't take Tully to correct him. Berkenik should be correcting him. But they didn't. And then nobody corrects Berkenik. And nobody corrects, you know, it's so on and so on. And all these assholes are under Michael Morrissey. He oversees this shit show. We all want Brian Walsh to go to prison if he in fact committed this crime. Because like I said, dismemberment is a next level psychopathy. It's the next level. You're not just dehumanizing somebody to kill them. It's to do what you do to their body after. That takes a special person to be able to pull that off. Especially somebody who was your loved one, the mother of your children. And these guys are just shitting on the Constitution. And they had an agreement with his lawyer. But they broke it by looking at the data for where he was the location data. By them doing that, everything that came from that search is called the fruit of the poisonous tree. And that means it all probably will go away. And then what do they have left? What do they have left to convict him on? Was it worth it? Was it worth what you did to Karen Reed? Was it worth what you did to Sandra Birchmore? Was it worth what you did to Just En Route? And was it worth what you did to Anna Walsh? Because I'm finding it that, and excuse me, John O'Keefe, Officer John O'Keefe, because I'm finding it, they don't serve victims in that office. They're not serving people who are murdered. There's always an excuse. Oh, it wasn't a murder, it was a suicide. Oh, we can't go after him for the abuse because she's not alive. They could have, I was angry that they would only go after the time theft, but at least if they went after the time theft, it would have been something with Matthew Farwell. That's what that statement was about when I just read to you about the FBI. That's what that statement was about the time theft where he was going, going on duty to visit her. You have Officer John O'Keefe. His investigation was fully bungled. Like, they won't. If somebody wanted to look at it, like, let's say Michael Morrissey's out of office, it's going to be hard. And say Juna Perkins gets in, and she wants to do a review of what went on in this office, what went wrong with Karen Reed's case, what went wrong with Sandra Birchmore, what went wrong in the Anna Walsh case, what went wrong with Just en Route. Well, these cases were so bungled, it's hard to figure it out. Thankfully, the FBI was able to work out Sandra's case. Thankfully. But then you have this asshole Morrissey sitting there still saying, oh, it's a suicide? Come on, dude. Nobody believes you. The FBI has already said, we have 2 pathologists saying that it was a homicide, not a suicide. Nobody believes you. You have a strangulation. I cannot talk. Hold on. You have an expert in that the FBI hired who is very what's the word I want to say? Sorry. He was hired because of he's very good at finding, if somebody was strangled, and he's very good at finding the truth. That's why he was hired. This isn't a defense, team hiring him. It's the federal government. So it's like, that's why this man needs to go. Norfolk County is not safe with this man in office. The state of Massachusetts is not safe. New England is not safe. The United States is not safe. And the world is not safe, because if they're going to allow, because they were too stupid enough to go get a warrant to search his phone. And remember, it's exactly what they did in Karen's case. Michael Proctor was searching her phone without having a warrant. They did it in Turtle Boy's case. They searched his phone without the warrant. And now, because you guys were too stupid as investigators not to get warrants, we, the public, have to suffer. His children will be able to go back and be with him. They will be forced to be with him. Think of that one. If he is released, even if it's on a technicality, his children will be put back in his care. That's insanity. Because these scumbags couldn't get a warrant because they couldn't do their job properly. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I wanted to say that too. I'm glad you reminded me. They still have Turtle Boy's phone. They gave Brian Walsh back his phone within days. Or I think it's like 24 hours or something like that. I don't know exactly how much, but it was pretty fast. It was a fast turnaround. They still have Turtle Boy's phone. That's out of spite. That's because how dare he criticize us, the mighty high and powerful Michael Morrissey in the CPAC unit underneath me. How dare you criticize the Massachusetts State Police? Well, you know what? The unit underneath Michael Morrissey needs to be criticized. over and over and over and over again, because we are seeing a pattern, and it is not right that victims' families have to be re-victimized because they can't do their job. It's not right. Communities have to be re-victimized because they can't do their job. You think somebody's going to want to have to live next to Brian Walsh after this, if it gets thrown out? Because if they don't have any evidence, that might be the next step. I don't want it. And I saw on Twitter that they're saying that Free Karen Reed are backing Brian Walsh, and that we want Brian Walsh to get out. No, we don't. We all think he's guilty. None of us think he's innocent. We don't want him on the streets. But our Constitution says what the proper avenue to get this information is. And you don't get to step over that line, because when you do, you become the criminal. Exactly, Rachel. Not true at all. Not true at all. We don't want that man on the streets. If he really did murder his wife, if he really did murder her in the manner that he did and what he did to dispose of her, nobody should be on the streets that are like that. We don't want him on the streets. So we'll see what that judge says in the Brian Walsh case, but we should all be afraid. We should all be afraid, because they once again illegally searched somebody's phone. I don't think he will, because I know Howie Carr, I believe, has talked to him about it. And I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. Thank you, Hate Corruption. I second that, Mizzy. It definitely affected my life. I'm sorry that it's affected your life too. You know, the prosecution is supposed to wear their white hats, but this prosecutor and the Massachusetts State Police under him, I feel like wear little horns, because they be doing the devil's work. Okay, before it gets too hot, because I am starting to get a little hot in here, and my ice is pretty much totally melted. I have ice in the small of my back to kind of keep me cooled off. Let's do some questions. Do you guys have any questions you want to ask? I think I hit all the beats that I needed to hit tonight. I think that's all I wanted to play and show you guys. So I think that's all I had. So do you guys have any questions you want to ask, or we can just talk about it? I think I have a feeling it was more that he needs to step in and take care of Michael Morrissey. What people don't understand, he might be the reason why, like, the investigation into him was stopped. Because when he took over, he had all civil cases halted. So So I don't know if they've gotten them up and running again. I don't know. There hasn't been much more out there on that. Just looked in Joseph, the State Police Academy in New Bedford. Isn't that where I think it might be? It might be. I don't know enough about Enrique's case. I just know it's in what is it called? Worcester County, I believe. The next hearing for Matthew Farwell, I almost said Michael Morrissey. Matthew Farwell is August 4th in the federal at the Moakley courthouse in Boston. And Robert Devine has two hearings coming up, two procedures coming up in the post commission on the 15th and 16th. Okay, Barb. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, the hearing is at 10:30. We will be there at 9 to do a standout beforehand. So, okay, New Braintree. Enrique was New Braintree. He's still working in Norfolk. Where is Lieutenant Fanning working now? Will he be testifying in the upcoming case? I assume they'll have to have him testify, and he's still working in Norfolk County under Michael Morrissey. Okay, that's what I thought. Yes, it's Worcester County. Just looked. Thank you. Barb did. Let me see. Let me see. It's August 4th. It's right on the screen. Does anybody else have any questions? Because it's getting warm in here. I'm lucky I have a like a little ceiling fan. It's like a ceiling fan with a ring light in it. Because if not, I'd probably be passing out. Does anybody else have any questions? I found out tonight that because the way they upgraded the system, I can't do my my intro and my outro, so I'm gonna have to try to work it out. So I do it on put it on my YouTube, and then I could just play it from there. That's the only thing I think I can do. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And I want to give a shout out to the replay crew. We know you can't always be here, so I appreciate everyone in the chat, and everyone who isn't in the chat who's watching, and also just the replay crew for coming back and watching after. It means so much to me, and it means so much for us to be able to get Sandra's case out there and get the upcoming events that we have going on. A reminder, Saturday, I almost said August, not August, July 12th, Saturday, July 12th, 12 to 3 is the July Justice for Sandra Birchmore standout. It's at Stoughton Center. And we have some exercise, but if you want to come down, it would be great if you can bring your own. There is parking. If you plug in the Stoughton Town Hall into your GPS, that'll get you there. We're right across the street from there. And there is some parking there, and there's also parking along the street. Whoops. Yes, I agree. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Shari. Joe, I can't bring your thing to the, there we go. Has anyone ever researched the first outside police chief hired to be police chief of the Stoughton Police in Massachusetts? I've done a little bit on him, but just in the course of doing Sandra's case. I haven't personally dug too much into him. I know he's been a few different places. Oh, no. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for finding me again. Welcome. Yeah, I didn't realize, like, because Mizzy comes from when I was doing my music back in the day. And I didn't realize there were so many people that went by Mizzy. And I was like, excuse me, that is my name. Yes, thank you, mods. And thank you, chat, for all being here. I really, really appreciate you guys. I think I'm going to end this because I am hot. If there are no more questions, it is warm up here. I cannot wait for the fall. I do have a microphone. I just got a microphone the other day. I just didn't get a chance to plug it in. I'm going to test it and see if I use my microphone, if I can keep my AC on. I don't know if that's possible. That would be great if I can, because otherwise it just gets so hot and sweltering up here. It's like a sauna. And I'd rather not melt. But I want to make sure that I am able to do my shows and hang out with you guys for, my Monday night shows. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming to join me. And if you have any other questions, I'm on X under Mizzy_B. And I am under the Sandra Birchmore. I run the Sandra Birchmore at Sandra Birchmore on X. I run that. And then also on our Facebook page, the Justice for Sandra Birchmore on Facebook. And we also have the Justice. Let me grab that for you guys again. The website. Come on. Why won't this close? Okay. Okay. I'm going to drop this in the chat again so you guys have the website. Oops. And Barb said she's going to work on getting those the files back on our page so we can have people be able to read them there again, because it was very convenient. So that's our website. And hopefully by the end of the week, the reports will be back up. Yes, RIP Sandra and baby. And I am going to be bringing on some guests starting probably next week. And I just got to line it up with my first guest. He's on vacation right now. He'll be back, I think, Thursday or Friday. So I'll touch base with him so we can get my first guest on. So we can start getting the next phase of this channel, getting you know, like how reports should have been done, and how the investigation should have been done. And, you know, I have a few people already lined up who said they will come on, and I have a few people that I'm reaching out to. But like I said, I want to definitely get some doctors to talk about grooming so people can understand more about what happens to somebody mentally when they are groomed, and why somebody might act the way they do. And, you know, some investigators, some police officers, retired police officers from that area, and lawyers, a few lawyers I have in mind. And so there's going to be some stuff coming up, hopefully, you know, to be able to get more information out to you guys besides, you know, the upcoming events that we have. So, because like right now we're kind of in like a lull. That's one of the things I didn't talk about. The civil case is on hold right now because of the trial, the upcoming trial. So the family decided to put it on hold, which is understandable. So once that starts up again, we'll be bringing in some more information about that. So with that said, thank you everyone for joining me. Love you all. You all have a wonderful evening. I am Izzy, and I'm a mixed girl in a mixed up world. Have a good night, guys.